Welcome back, students. Today we are going to pass on to the unit 3 where we are going to see about the flow measurement in pipes. So how we could measure the flow in pipes. See, this is done with the help of our Bernoulli's equation which we have seen in our previous chapter. Okay. So now we are going to see what is the practical applications of this Bernoulli's equation. So what is Bernoulli's equation? Just we can recall that for a steady, ideal as well as for a steady, ideal and incompressible fluid, the total energy of the fluid is constant. Okay, that is what we have learned in the Bernoulli's equation. So normally where do we apply this Bernoulli's equation is wherever the energy concentrations are there for any fluid flow. In that case, that too such fluid should be an ideal fluid as well as incompressible fluid. Okay, so in such cases we can go for the Bernoulli's equation. So, in practical means this Bernoulli's equation is applied in various measuring devices. Out of this, in this unit we are going to see 3 measuring devices. One is venturi meter, second one is orifice meter, and third one is pitot tube. So these are the 3 measuring devices, that is the devices which used to measure the rate of fluid flow. Okay, so all these 3 devices are based upon the principle of Bernoulli's equation. Now let's see what is this venturi meter and what is the equation to derive the rate of flow. As I already said, venturi meter is a measuring device which used to measure the rate of flow of a fluid. Okay, rate of flow of a fluid in a particular pipe. So that venturi meter we have different types. One is vertical venturi meters and other one is inclined venturi meters. But here the basic concept is the same. This is based upon the principle of Bernoulli's equation where we are going to measure the rate of flow of the fluid in a particular section. Okay. Now what is this venturi meter? What does it consist of is? This venturi meter is a device which consists of this following thing. One is your convergent pipe or convergent section. Other one is your throat and other one is a divergent section. See here this area is get converged, that is it is get reduced in size, and this area is get diverged. Okay, and this is said to be your throat. So this is your setup of your venturi meter. So convergent, and this is said to be your throat, and this is said to be your divergent. Okay, so here what happens is we are connecting a pipe to this venturi meter where we want to measure the flow of the pipe. Okay, what we are doing here is we are connecting in this venturi meter a manometer also. So what is the use of manometer? We have already seen in the previous lesson. It is used to measure the, what is it? Pressures, or we can say the pressure head or difference in pressures. So here what is that is, suppose if this is a fluid flow here, the difference in pressure will be measured with the help of your manometer. Okay, so now let you consider this is your section 1. Okay, this is your section 1 and this is your section 2. So where you can take that D1 is a dia. So it is a diameter at inlet, or we can say it is a diameter at section 1. Okay. Then similarly P1. P1 is the pressure intensity at section 1. Similarly, we can have area, that is the area of pipe at section 1, Normally this is your cylindrical pipe, so area will be always pi by 4 d square. So we can have it as pi by 4 into d1 square. Okay, and v1 is the velocity. So velocity of what? Fluid. So velocity of fluid, it may be not only it is of water, it can be of oil also, nothing. Okay, any liquid we can say. So velocity of fluid at section 1. So these are the things what we are considering in section 1. The same thing we are going to consider for section 2. So section 2 it will be D2 is a diameter, P2 is your pressure, A2 is your area and V2 is your velocity at section 2. Now what we are going to do is, we are going to derive the rate of flow, that is your discharge in this venturi meter. How to find out the discharge of this venturi meter. Okay. Now what we are going to do is, it understood that here the venturi meter it consists of 3 parts. One is your convergent section, other one is a throat and the divergent section. Okay. Now we are going to measure the rate of flow, or we can say it is a discharge in a pipe. So this is with the help of your venturi meter. The venturi meter is eventually attached with that of your manometers. Now what we are going to do is, we have already known that this venturi meter is based upon the principle of Bernoulli's equation. So we are going to apply the Bernoulli's equation at section 1 as well as at section 2. Okay, just we will rub it off this and we will go for that. So we are going to apply the Bernoulli's equation, at section 1 as well as at 2, at section 1 and 2. We know very well what is Bernoulli's equation. What is Bernoulli's equation? P1 by rho g plus V1 square by 2g plus Z1. So where 1 it shows that it is at section 1. Okay. So that is equal to P2 by rho g plus V2 square by 2g plus Z2. Now here we are not considering the head loss. Only if it is a case of a real fluid, we used to consider the head loss, and I already told that this Bernoulli's equation is purely based upon as an ideal fluid, okay, where there is no viscosity, or we can say it is incompressible and there is no friction loss, and therefore there is no loss of energy, okay. So this is your Bernoulli's equation. So on here we are going to consider that pipe is, we have what we have drawn is the pipe was horizontal, okay. So here as the pipe is horizontal, what is meant by horizontal? That means your datum head will be equal to 0, okay. So datum head is what? It's a potential head Z1 and Z2. So here Z1 and Z2 equal to 0 because the pipe is at horizontal, okay. It is kept horizontal. So what will become this equation? This will become P1 by rho g plus V1 square by 2g is equal to P2 by rho g plus V2 square by 2g. Why? Because Z1 and Z2 will be equal to 0. Now what I am going to do is, I am going to bring the pressures on one side and the velocity on the other side. So it is P1 by rho g minus P2 by rho g is equal to, when you bring to this side, V2 square by 2g minus V1 square by 2g. Okay. Now what you can write it up this one as P1 minus P2 by rho g, because rho and g are common. Okay. So that is equal to V2 square by 2g minus V1 square by 2g. And we have seen this P1 minus P2 by rho g, that is said to be your pressure head. P1 by rho g is your pressure head and P2 by your rho g is your pressure head at section 1 and 2 respectively. So what is P1 minus P2 by rho g? It is the difference in pressure head, okay. So difference in pressure head at section 1 as well as at section 2. So this difference in pressure head is otherwise said to be H. H is head. So difference in pressure head is P1 minus P2 by rho g. Just I am going to substitute this equation with H. H is what is that? It is a difference in pressure head. So it will be H is equal to V2 square by 2g minus V1 square by 2g. So we have applied the Bernoulli's equation at section 1 and 2, and we have got what is the value of H. Okay. So let this be equation number 2 and let this be equation number 1. Okay. Now we will go on to apply the continuity equation. So we already studied continuity equation also in the previous chapters. So we are going to apply the continuity equation at section 1 and 2. So apply continuity equation at section 1 and 2. Why? Because we are going to find out the rate of discharge. Rate of discharge is otherwise said to be, rate of flow is otherwise said to be discharge, that is to be given by Q. So that is given by a continuity equation where A1 V1 equal to A2 V2. That is the rate of flow. What is entering in the inlet will be equal to the rate of flow. What is the exiting the outside. Okay. So Q equal to A1 V1 equal to A2 V2. Now what we are going to do is, we are going to find out using this equation, we are going to find out what is V1. It's very simple. V1 is equal to Q by A1. Okay, so this is one reaction. Now what you do is, using this thing, A1 V1 equal to A2 V2, use this and find out what is V1. Because we know the area of pipe A1, A2, etc. So what is V1? We can easily find out from this. So V1 is equal to A2 V2 by A1. Okay, it's just a mere change of this. Now what we are going to do is, we are going to substitute the value of V1 in this equation number 2. Okay. So substitute V1 in equation 2. So already we have got the equation 2. What is equation 2? H is equal to V2 square by 2G minus V1 square by 2G. So I am going to substitute H is equal to, let it be like this, V2 square by 2G minus V1 square by 2G is, let I bring this area as small a as well as small a1. Okay. So it is A1, sorry A2 V2 by A1. What is that? A2 V2 by A1. This is your V1 square by 2G. Now what I am going to do is I am going to take this V2 square by 2G here also, here also. So I am going to take it outside. So it is V2 square by 2G. When I am taking it outside, it will become 1 minus. Okay, this also it's gone out. So it is A2 square by A1 square. Am I right? V2 square by 2G has gone out. We have taken it out. So it is A2 square by A1 square. Just I am rearranging once again. V2 square by 2G is A1 square minus A2 square by A1 square. Just I am bringing a common denomination, or A1 square minus A2 square by A1 square. So this is equal to H. Now what is V2? So what is the value of V2 from this equation? Once again, by rearranging this, we will be able to get what is the value of V2. Okay. So here V2 square is equal to, I am bringing V2 square, I am keeping this side, and other things I am going to bring it to this side. Okay. So it is 2GH into, when it comes to this side, it will become A1 square by A1 square minus A2 square. Am I right? So this denomination will become A1 square by A1 square minus A2 square. Now I am going to take the square root because I want only V2. So V2 is equal to root 2GH into root of A1 square by A1 square minus A2 square. So I have got this root of A1 square by A2 square. So root of A1 square is what? It's only A1. So I can write it as A1 by root of A1 square minus A2 square into root 2GH. Okay, so what is V2? V2 is equal to A1 by root of A1 square minus A2 square into root 2GH. Now what we know? We know discharge formula. Okay, what is discharge? Discharge is your rate of flow. It is equal to Q is equal to A2 V2. Okay, use that equation. Discharge Q is equal to A2 V2 because we know what is V2 in terms of your areas. Okay, So here what I am going to do is I am going to substitute in this Q equal to A2 A1 by root of A1 square minus A2 square. Okay, because instead of V2 only I am substituting now, so into root of 2GH. Okay, or we can, in a simple term, we can take this as Q is equal to A1 A2 by root of A1 square minus A2 square into root 2GH. Okay, so this discharge is said to be a theoretical discharge. Okay, so this is the discharge under ideal condition and therefore it is called as theoretical discharge. But when we want to measure the actual discharge in the pipe, we have to multiply this theoretical discharge with a coefficient that is said to be your coefficient of discharge. So if you want the Q actual, it is the same thing, multiply by CD. CD is a coefficient of discharge and its value will be always less than 1 in case of your Venturi meter. So CD into A1 A2 by root of A1 square minus A2 square into root 2GH. So this is the rate of flow of the pipe theoretically, and this is the rate of flow of the pipe for the actual discharge. So what is TH? TH is your theoretical discharge, or we can say QTH is your theoretical discharge, and Q act is said to be your actual discharge, and you know H is your head, G is your acceleration due to gravity, and A1 and A2 are the area at section 1 and 2 respectively, and CD is your coefficient of discharge in case of your Venturi meter, and this value of coefficient of discharge will be always less than 1 in case of your Venturi meter. Okay, so far what we have seen? We have seen what is the application of your Bernoulli's equation and what are the three measuring devices we have for this under the using this principle of Bernoulli's equation, and under that we have seen the Venturi meter as well as its derivation. So what we do is actually we know the area of the pipe, okay, and we know the gravity, acceleration due to gravity is constant, okay. We can know the head also. By using your manometer, we will be able to measure the pressure head also. So what happens is easily we will be able to calculate the theoretical discharge. But what happens in your actual field is there will be some losses will be there, okay, because that is not ideal fluid, it's a real fluid which is going to go in the pipe, okay. So in order that to make that correction, we are multiplying this actual discharge with their coefficient of discharge, that is your CD. Okay, and this will be, it's a coefficient of discharge, or we can say coefficient of Venturi meter discharge, okay, and its value will be always less than 1. Okay, so this value will be able to find out by using the real-time applicants. Okay, guys. So now we are going to see the how to make the value of H in case of your differential manometers. So what we are going to see? It's a value of H. What are the different value of H? Because I said H is for your head in the differential manometer. Now we are going to see what is the value of H in case of your differential manometer. Why? Because the differential manometer can have a heavy liquid or it can have a light liquid also to measure the pressure. Okay, so there can be two cases, heavy liquid as well as light liquid. And apart from that, this Venturi meter can be in inclined position also. So in inclined position also we can have heavy liquid as well as the light liquid in the manometer. So here we have, based upon these conditions, we have 4 cases. So we will see one by one. First one is case 1. So consider that the differential manometer what is attached with that of the Venturi meter, it contains a liquid which is heavier than the liquid flowing through the pipe. Okay, suppose if the pipe is flowing with a liquid of water, then in the differential manometer will be having mercury. But normally the heavier liquid we usually have will be always mercury only. Okay. So here what is that? In that case, we have to find out what is the H. H is your head in the differential manometer. So H is equal to X into SH by S0 minus 1. So this is the equation to find out the H. Okay. So what is SH? SH is the specific gravity of your H stands for heavier liquid. So specific gravity of your heavier liquid. Even oil also can be used. Okay, that depends upon the specific gravity. Okay, heavier liquid we can use it up. And what is S0? S0 is the specific gravity of the liquid that is flowing through the pipe. Specific gravity of liquids that is flowing through the pipe. So this S0 now the same notation we are using out throughout. Okay, the specific gravity of the liquid that is flowing through the pipe, and SH is the specific gravity of your heavier liquid. And what is X? That is the one more unknown now. X is the difference of the heavier liquid column in the U-tube. What is X? It is the difference of heavier liquid column in U-tube manometer. See, when you recall the manometer what we studied, see here we will be having a manometer, U-tube manometer, and here we will be having a datum line. Okay, and mercury will be there here, and at the top it will be going like this. Okay, so this will be your X. So difference of heavier liquid in the column in U-tube. So difference is from here to here. Okay, so that is your X. And here SH is the specific gravity of heavier liquid, and S0 is the specific gravity of the liquid flowing through the pipe. Now we will go for the case 2. So in case 2, we are going to consider that U-tube manometer is made up of lighter liquid compared to that of your the flowing fluid. Okay, so here what is the equation will be? H is equal to X into the same thing, but here it is 1 minus SL by S0, where SL is specific gravity of lighter liquid. All other things are same notation. Okay, so SL is the specific gravity of lighter liquid, and SH is the specific gravity of heavier liquid. Okay, the same here, S0 is the specific gravity of the liquid flowing through the pipe, and X is the difference of lighter liquid column. It's not heavier liquid column. Here we are going to consider is a lighter liquid. So this is your difference of lighter liquid column in U-tube. Okay. So what is the case of lighter liquid? If it is a heavier liquid, it is a difference of heavier liquid. If it is a lighter liquid, it is a difference of lighter liquid. That is your X. Okay. So this is your case 2. So case 1, we are considering that the differential manometer is consist of only heavier liquid. And in case 2, the differential manometer is consist of only lighter liquid and the flow of fluid which is going to be present here. Now we are going for case 3. So case 3 is the Venturi meter is of inclined nature. What is that? We are going to see only this application in case of Venturi meter. Okay. So inclined Venturi meter, and in that case also we are going to consider the what is it? Inclined Venturi meter, which is in that case also we consider only here the heavier liquid. We are not going to consider the lighter liquid here. Okay, first cases we are going to, that is case 3 is heavier liquid. So what is the equation here? That will be, that is the equation of your head, the same thing. So the equation of head is H is equal to P1 by rho G plus Z1 minus P2 by rho G plus Z2, that is equal to X into SH by S0 minus 1. Okay, so this is the value of your H. What is that? P1 by rho G plus Z1 minus P2 by rho g plus Z2 is equal to X into SH by S0 minus 1. So this is the case when the differential manometer contains a heavier liquid and the venturimeter is in an inclined position. So if it is case 4, in that case this equation will become H is equal to P1 by rho g plus Z1 minus P2 by rho g plus Z2. Okay, so this will be the same, but here instead of this it will be X is equal to 1 minus SL by S0. 1 minus SL by S0. Okay, so this is your case 4. So what is your case 1? We were discussing about the differential manometer which contains only the heavier liquid. Case 2 is differential manometer which contains the lighter liquid. And case 3 is the venturimeter is inclined and the differential manometer contains a heavier liquid. And case 4 is the venturimeter is inclined and the differential manometer contains the lighter liquid. So we have seen the 4 cases. Now we will go with the problem. Okay guys. Okay students, we will proceed with the problem now. A horizontal venturimeter, it's a venturimeter problem with inlet and throat diameter 30 centimeter and 15 centimeter respectively. So as whenever the question is given, immediately try to draw the venturimeter as well as your what are the thing that is given here. So venturimeter consists of a convergent section, a throat and a divergent section. Okay. So they have given you what is the section at 1, that is at your inlet. This is your inlet and this is your throat, that is your section 2. So they have given you the, what is it? They have given you the diameters, okay, at section 1 as well as at section 2, which is your, what is it? Inlet and throat respectively. So this will be your pipe and this will be your pipe. Okay, so this is connected to the pipe. Now what are the given things that is given here is D1 is 30 centimeter, that is the dia at inlet, and D2, that is the dia at throat, that is given as 15 centimeter, and that is used to measure this venturimeter is used to measure the flow of water. The reading of differential manometer, remember this is not the what is it, H, instead they have given you the reading of the differential manometer. So this reading of this differential manometer that is given here. So this reading of this differential manometer is how much? At the inlet and throat is 20 centimeter of mercury. So X is given here, that is your reading of your differential manometer. So reading of differential manometer, X is given here, which is 20 centimeter. Okay. Determine the rate of flow. What is your rate of flow? Q is determined. Okay. Determine that. And CD is given. Why? Because this is of real fluid. So we are going to measure with it of your coefficient of discharge. It is your actual discharge we are going to measure. So CD is given here. Now what is asked? They asked you to find out what is the determine the rate of flow. What is rate of flow here? Don't take it as theoretical discharge. It is the rate of flow of your actual discharge. We know just now we have derived what is the rate of flow of your actual discharge and derivation. So what is that equation? It is Q actual is equal to, or we can say discharge, actual discharge, Q actual is equal to CD into root 2 GH of A1 square, A1 by A1 A2 by root of A1 square minus A2 square. So A1 A2 by root of A1 square minus A2 square. Okay. CD is given in your problem. Coefficient of discharge of venturimeter. G we know. H we know. A1 we know. It is the area of the inlet. So diameter is known. Automatically what is area? It is pi by 4 into 30 square. Pi by 4 into D square. And what is A2? A2 is pi by 4 into D2 square, which is 15 square. So I am not converting here the unit to meters. If you are preferable, you can measure, you can change it to meters. Otherwise, we can go with the same centimeters in such problems. Why I will say that? Why? What is that? Is only here is all other things are given in centimeter. Even the x is also given in centimeter. Diameter and both the diameters in centimeters. CD is it doesn't have any unit. It's a coefficient, so it's nothing required. So here I can have everything in centimeter. And h I can find it out easily by using the equation of differential manometer. G alone we have to change into centimeters. Otherwise it will be given in terms of meters. That is your acceleration due to gravity. So here what happens, this is, you are going to have here just substitution here. Before going to substitution, we will find out what is h. What is the formula for h we have seen? H is equal to x into sh by s naught minus 1. Am I right? Where your sh is your specific gravity of your heavier liquid. Since in this problem, they have given you very clearly that it's a heavier liquid. Here the heavier liquid, what they have given is mercury. Okay, so the heavier liquid here will be, the specific gravity is 13.6. Okay, and lighter liquid here is, or the liquid which is flowing in the pipe is your water. So that will be, the specific gravity is 1. Okay, so here we have known what is this value, x is given. Just substitute here, we'll get what is that, the h. So what is the h? H is the head in the YouTube manometer. Okay, so now what is h we again? X is we have given, it is 20 centimeter and sh is 13.6 by 1 minus 1. Substitute here, you will get the value of h, that is 252 centimeter of water. That is your head in your differential manometer, 252 centimeter of water. Now we know the heads also. Now just substitute in this equation, Q actual is equal to, CD is, what is given is in your problem 0.98 root of 2 into G. Usually, what is the unit of G here? It is 9.81 meter per second square. But we are going to consider this G as, convert this into, what is it? Centimeters. Okay, so it is 981. 1 meter is 100 centimeters now. So 981 centimeter per second square. Why do you convert here? Because every other answers we have in terms of centimeters. So 2 into 981 into, what is the value of H2? 252. So that is also in centimeters. Into A1 and A2, we know what is A1? Pi by 4 into the diameter of the pipe. So what is the diameter of the pipe that is given here? It is, what is the diameter that is given in the problem? We have known that it is 20 centimeter is at the throat, as well as your 30 centimeter as your inlet. Okay, so here it is pi by 4 into 30 square into pi by 4 into 20 square. So divide by root of A1 square minus A2 square. So pi by 4 into 30 square. If you are separately getting the answer and if you are substituting also very good. So pi by 4 into 20 square. Just for your reference, I have given you. If you earlier calculate A1 separately and A2 separately, and if you are giving the value as answer, that is also good. Okay, so you have mere substitution in this. Only the unknown is Q actual. So you can easily get into this. Okay. So what is the answer we get here in this problem is, this will be getting as 125,756 centimeter cube per second. Why we are giving in centimeter? Be careful in that. We have substituted everything in terms of centimeters. So the answer is also centimeter cube per second. Now we have to convert the centimeter per cube per second into liters. Okay. So what will be the liters will be, Q actual will be equal to 125, that is divided by 1000, 125.756 liter per second. That's also a very simple problem. Just we have to know what is X, based upon X, how to calculate the H if it is of heavier liquid. If it is of lighter liquid, what is the formula we have to use, that we have to do it up. And we have to check whether it is a horizontal venturimeter or inclined venturimeter. So in this problem it is of horizontal venturimeter. So we have seen that also. Okay, and we have found out what is the H, and we have found out the actual discharge. That is what actual discharge is otherwise said to be, or discharge is otherwise said to be a rate of flow. That is what asked in the question. So here the rate of flow we have found out by just substituting in this equation, and A1 is the area of the venturimeter at inlet. Okay, that is at section 1, and A2 is the area of your venturimeter at throat, at section 2. So we know the diameter at each section, what is given in the problem. Just we can calculate the area by having the formula pi by 4d square. So substitute in this and just go for simplifying it up. It's very easy, just we can do it up, and the final answer we are getting it is 125.756 liter per second. Now we will go for one more problem here. Okay guys. Yes guys, we are with the second problem here. A horizontal venturimeter with inlet diameter. Check it out whether it is horizontal or inclined venturimeter. So it's horizontal venturimeter with inlet diameter 20 cm and throat diameter 10 cm is used to measure the flow of oil of specific gravity 0.8. Remember here, this is not carrying out, the pipe is not carrying the water. Instead, it's going to carry the oil of specific gravity 0.8. The discharge of oil through venturimeter is 60 liter per second. Discharge is given. Find the reading of the oil mercury differential manometer. Take CD equal to 0.98. So we know that. So in case of your venturimeter, you have a convergent pipe and a divergent pipe along with the throat. So you have your U-tube manometer here. Okay, and this is your section 1, 2, and this is your section 1, which is your inlet. This will be connected with your pipe. So this is your venturimeter. Now what is given here is the inlet diameter is given. Inlet dia is D1, that is 20 centimeters. So automatically we will know what is the area. It is pi by 4 into D1 square is equal to pi by 4 into 20 square. Let it be in centimeter itself, no problem, because everything we are going to convert into centimeters only. So it is 314.16 centimeters square. Okay, then second given detail is throat dia. It is your D2, it is 10 centimeters. So where we will get the area. Area is pi by 4 into D2 square is equal to pi by 4 into 10 square. Okay, so just mere substitution here. What you get here is 78.54 centimeters square. So we have got that. And the specific gravity of oil, that is SO, because that is the liquid that is flowing in the pipe. Am I right? So SO is what is it? Specific gravity of the flowing fluid. Am I right? So it is a specific gravity of flowing fluid, and that fluid here is oil, which value is 0.8. Okay. And one more is that heavier liquid, what we have here is SH, that is a specific gravity of your heavier liquids, that is your mercury. They have given you that also, mercury, which is your, you know, the specific gravity, it is 13.6. And the discharge of the oil is given here. I mean, the discharge of oil through venturimeter Q is given here. It is 60 liter per second. So since everything is in centimeter, this liter also I am going to convert into centimeters. So it is 60 into 1000 centimeter cube per second. Okay, so what is asked here is find the reading of the oil mercury. They didn't ask you the head. H is not asked. They asked you the reading of the oil mercury manometer, that is X. That is your reading now. So that reading is asked here, which is your unknown. Now what we know this? We know the formula for horizontal venturimeter. What is the discharge formula? We know that. So we are going to utilize that now. So use that formula here. So what is that formula? Q actual is equal to CD into A1 A2 by root of A1 square minus A2 square into root of 2GH. Right? So here we know G. G we can convert that in terms of centimeter per second. So it is 981 centimeter per second square. That is also okay. And that is your acceleration due to gravity. So we know CD value is also given in your problem. What is the value of CD that is given in this problem is 0.98. So CD is also given. So you know the values here. just substitute this, you will be able to get what is the value of H. So what is the Q actual that is given? 60 liters per second. I am going to convert into centimeter cube per second. So 60 into centimeter 1000, and CD is 0.98. A1 we have calculated directly here. So 314.16 into A2 is 78.54. Divide by root of 314.16 square minus 78.54 square into root of 2 into G is 981 into H is unknown. Okay. So everything is known here. Only thing is we have to find out the value of H. So it's very simple. You can just solve this equation and you will be able to get the value of H. But that is not our question. Our question is to find out the reading on the manometer. That is why X is asked to be found out. So when you simplify this, what will you get here is root H. Root H is equal to 17.029. So this is the value you initially get when you solve it. So H is equal to square it up. 17.029 the whole square. So what is the value we are getting is 289.98 centimeter of, not water. Here what is the liquid that is going on? Oil. So centimeter of oil. So H is known here. Now what is our thing is we have to find out what is X. So here it is given only the heavier liquid. So what is our H formula for heavier liquid? X into SH by S0 minus 1. Okay. So H we know it is in centimeter. So 289.98. X is unknown. SH is the specific gravity of mercury, which is a heavier liquid. And S0 is your specific gravity of your oil, which is your lighter liquid, which is given in your problem. Specific gravity is also 0.8. So mere substitution, that's all, nothing else. Just you solve this, you will get what is the value of X. So X is 18.12 centimeter. So what is the X? It is said to be the reading of oil mercury differential manometer. Reading of oil mercury differential manometer. So that is your X. That is equal to 18.12 centimeters. So you can see the small changes or twists in the question when we observe a number of problems you will be able to identify. So in this class what we were seeing about the Bernoulli's equation as well as its applications. We have not derived the Bernoulli's equation, we have just recalled the Bernoulli's equation, and we have seen the applications of Bernoulli's equation in venturimeter, where we have derived the equation for your theoretical discharge as well as actual discharge, and we have seen 2 problems in this venturimeter. Okay guys, in the next class we will see about orifice meter. Thank you.